Alright guys, so welcome to the second meeting of the Richardson International Science Club. And there's some new people here, Sterling, Osama, Agir, David, Lisette, and she was here last time. Okay. And Farrah's here too. That's good, we've like over half of the club is new. Okay, that's good. Alright, so today I'd like to talk about, well first, before I even start talking about something new, I'd just like to say, for those who weren't here in the first club, this is kind of who are here in the first club. We had a pretty good meeting, first meeting. And that's not everyone's in this photo. Z's not in this photo. And
your VP is
Hamza's not in this photo. And yeah, you were not in this photo. We need a photographer. We need a photographer. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So we had about 12 attendees in the first meeting. And we have a Facebook group. I'm pretty sure most of you guys came here by knowing about the Facebook group, right? Alright. We actually have over 200 members in our Facebook group. We're probably the largest group of any RHS Facebook group.
Cool.
And a lot of people are engaging. Every time we post something, about 97 to 100 people see it, which is on par with my expectations. We also have in the group email. Yesterday night I opened it up. I added a lot of you guys in it. And after the sign up sheet, I'm going to add more of you guys in it. It's rhsscience@googlegroups.com. Right? So this is, for those, I'm pretty sure not everybody in this class has a Facebook. I mean, I know for a fact like Nathan does not have a Facebook.
Hamza doesn't.
Hamza? Yeah. So
Where's
email is going to be the backbone of communication in this club, but Facebook we're going to use a lot also. And we also have a Twitter. Actually, last night I was thinking about making a Twitter, but then actually the truth is, no, just kidding. We don't have a Twitter.
Oh, what? I was getting ready to follow it.
Yeah.
I know, I was pulling that.
No, we actually think Facebook and email is enough. So we think too much than this is going to spread information around. We want to have information concentrated in these two.
For those of you who like Twitter, I'll make a Twitter.
Okay.
Alright, good luck with that.
Anyways, we can get it.
So you can get 200 followers.
Okay, we got it.
Alright, so our topic today is topics that make a difference, alright? Because now we're approaching the date in which we have to all pick our topics for what's our project we're going to do at the science fair. And the examples are going to be taken directly from the winners of this fair. Those winners who won thousands of dollars, international fame, so on. But before we start, first I would like to talk about a few tips. You can pick any topic you want, as long as it can make an impact, okay? And don't worry if the topics sound complicated at first, okay? Just take it a step at a time. Sign in here and there. Go ahead, take it. Stand.
Stand there.
And a simple topic with extensive analysis and impact potential will outweigh any other topic. So you'll see more of what this means later, okay? I'm going to get to the examples right now. So, alternative energy, a shockingly find. This is a name of a project that a girl from, actually not a girl, a guy from Florida did. What he basically did was, he got a way to get energy from the shock absorbers of a motorcycle or car. It's a very simple concept actually. Don't you know when the car bounces up and down, you get all that kinetic energy? He just harnessed it to make a way to, he saved it in a battery. That's all he did basically. But the main thing he did extensive data analysis. Okay, after he collected the energy from the shock absorbers, he did extensive data analysis on what to do afterwards. And his project actually was unsuccessful. At the end of the day, he saw that getting energy from shock absorbers are really not that efficient at all. But yet, he still qualified for the International Science Fair. So this is an example of a project that was unsuccessful, and it was actually a pretty simple project. But yet, he still made it to International Science Fair because he did extensive data analysis showing that this was unsuccessful. See, I'm pretty sure in the front, some of you guys received the science fair packet. On the front of it said that science does not have wrong results. It only has results that you know that won't work. So if you get like results that don't work, you just know that's another way that things don't work, right? So nothing is unconstructed. Next project I want to talk about is wind energy and its future potential. Okay, this was actually another kind of simple project if you think about it. It was done by Bradley Derrick of Pennsylvania, and he did extensive research on wind energy. You know, wind energy gets electricity from the wind blades. Okay. What he did was, don't you know how the blades are at an angle to get wind? He did extensive research on which sort of angle and which sort of configuration will get the most wind and get the most energy. And he did extensive data analysis. Once again, the key to a successful science project is extensive data analysis. If you just get results, that's not it. You have to do extensive data analysis. And last year, when I was at the school fair here, that was the main weakness of most of the projects we found. They're great topics, but that was the main weakness. And this guy qualified for the International Science Fair. He didn't rank there, but he qualified worldwide to represent the US in the International Science Fair. Next up, the effect of the placebo effect on caffeine and concentration. This is kind of a behavioral science project. You can have a variety of topics for a science fair. This is a kind of a behavioral science topic. The other ones were energy related. It was done by a guy in South Dakota, and he's pretty smart. Don't think these kind of rednecky people don't know anything. They're really smart. What he did basically, he took a large data sample and he grouped them into caffeine and placebo groups. And he gave them caffeinated drinks and non-caffeinated drinks. And he got results and he did extensive data analysis. Once again, if you notice, every single one I put data analysis. Later on in our meetings, I'll show you what sort of data analysis you do. But right now, I'm just going over. Concluded that both placebo effect and caffeine were equally effective. And we've seen this many places, but he proved it in a way that nobody else did in the past. He qualified for the International Science Fair. Right? Another project. Who do you listen to? This is also kind of a social project. This one was done by a girl from Hawaii. She examined whether people tend to listen to female computer voices or male computer voices better. Don't you know how we have GPSs? They talk in girl voices or boy voices. Many different things. Siri in the girl voice. She surveyed 352 students. Not just her family or maybe just like close friends. She actually took a huge data sample, 352 students. And she did extensive data analysis, once again, to prove that the students tend to listen to females better. Once again, she qualified for the International Science Fair and she ranked 4th worldwide.
Oh wow. Right on you.
This one is about me. I did a project on a home-based arsenic water filter last year. I improved the existing state of water filters. You know, in other countries, water is very dirty and not very clean. The government does not pay for the cleanliness of the water. I took existing filter solutions that they sell in those countries, and I improved them. I improved my filter. My filter is twice as small, yet much more efficient, and it's almost free to make, which is a big leap forward in existing technology. And I ranked at the International Science Fair. I ranked 3rd at the International Science Fair, and I ranked 1st in the Environmental Science Fair. And my main reason why this project succeeded was because I took an existing problem and I improved it. It's really not a very complicated project at all. It didn't take me much time either. I just put my mind to focusing on its benefits on the world. Now let's take it from the champions, right? The people who actually won overall in the whole world. Okay, let's see what some projects they did. Now don't be kind of discouraged when you see these projects, but these are actually kids like us, even younger in some cases. I'll show you. This is Naomi Shah on the right side. She's the one that actually beat me to get 1st at the International Science Fair. She developed a revolutionary air filter. Okay. She's from Portland, Oregon. She did extensive analysis of what we have today. Okay, a very important thing in the science fair is before you start your own project, you have to do an extensive analysis of what we have today, the inherent problem. You have to prove that there's a problem today. She proved that air filters today have certain problems. They don't filter out everything we think they do. She came up with an improved air filter, right? That's only one part of her product. And in addition, she proved the connection of certain rare diseases that we had no idea of through air pollutants. We know that lung cancer is caused by bad air, right? But she proved the connection to a lot of weird things, like even the flu. She connected the flu to like how contaminated air affects the flu. I mean, nobody knows how to cure the flu. Flu is one of those things that you just can't cure. It has to run its course. But she actually did an extensive, like I think a 10-page paper on how air pollutants affect the flu. Like, and it was something that scientists have not really thought of. So,
Didn't you say the first place winner award is to somebody who made the
Who
cancer
gets
strip?
This is second.
oh, this. Okay, I'm getting there. You'll see.
Oh, she second?
No, she got first, but I'll show you. I'm getting it. It's in this
We got
presentation.
grand.
She got first at the International Science Fair. I'll tell you, there's certain levels. Okay, she got first at the International Science Fair, which is about $30,000, and she ranked first at the Google Science Fair too. The Google Science Fair is almost $100,000, and Google Science Fair is also another science fair that we could be participating in later. But the deadline for that is over, so just kidding. Next year. Another project. This is from last year. This girl. She's actually from Richardson, Texas. She attends Plano Senior High. Her name is Amy Chow. She now graduated last year. She explored an alternative cancer gene using light rays. I mean, this was stuff. I know. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, man, how can kids like her do cancer stuff? Like, I mean, I thought that was only like old people, but she did it. She researched with researchers at UTD. She partnered up with them. She won the grand prize. Someone, this is answering the question. She won the grand prize at the International Science Fair. Grand prize is the overall. It's a winner-take-all winner. It's above first place. She won nearly $100,000. She met Barack Obama, presented her project to him, and she attends Harvard now.
Well,
I thought he was a guy.
No, you'll see. This is 2011. We're gonna get to 2012.
Okay.
And she was close to 17 years old at the time of her winning this project. Now I want to talk about an interesting tidbit. When I was in 4th grade, I went against her in spelling bee. So it's a state of I was like, wow, I see this girl. Anyways, this guy, he won this year. His project is a revolutionary pancreatic cancer sensor. And it was an unbelievably simple project when I saw it. And this guy won overall. His name is Jack Andraka. He's from Maryland. He found an incredibly cheap way to detect pancreatic cancer and other types of cancer as well. But how? A paper sensor, a simple paper sensor coated with a really cheap material. You guys can get into detail later if you want to. It's called carbon nanotubes, but that's a different topic. The paper sensor costs 3 cents to make, okay? And it's 40,000 times cheaper than existing solutions, and is nearly 1,000 times more accurate. Imagine how pissed the pharmaceutical companies were when they saw this. Because existing cancer therapy detection is thousands of dollars. He found how to do it in about 3 cents. That's way more accurate. And far less damaging to your body as well, not to mention. Simply dip that paper sensor in your blood, take it out, just examine the surface. If there's a substance called mesothelin on it, you have cancer. If it doesn't, then you don't. Simple as that. He was a sound winner of this year's fair. I saw it in person. That's the same fair I got 3rd from. He won the grand prize this year, the 2012 Intel International Science Fair, $100,000, and he gave a TED Talk. You guys know what TED is? TED?
Yeah.
TED Talks?
I saw it.
Yeah, he gave a TED Talk here. I was actually invited to go to this talk, but I was in Bangladesh at that time, so I wasn't able to go. But, like, going to the science fair gives you connections with amazing people like him. Okay? There's so many things to do based on what you saw. These are like just a small sample of what people who are successful have done. Okay? But what you guys want to do is up to you guys. There's 17 official categories in the Intel International Science Fair. So when you guys think of a topic, what you want to do by next week, because there's a deadline, try to think about which of these topics it falls in. I actually gave you a handout that actually has all the 17 topics. So whatever topic you do, you're going to have to kind of figure out what category it groups in. Because if you do advanced or regional fair, you're going to need to register your project in one of those 17 categories. There's a lot of things. If you don't want to do if you hate chemistry, fine, you can do behavioral sciences. You can do a survey of people on something and analyze it extensively, right? If you like energy, you can think of some revolutionary energy thing or work on improving existing problems. I gave an example last meeting, to those of you who hear about like existing battery technology. Batteries are very inefficient today. You have a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air. It's so thin, 90% of it's filled by the battery, the rest of it is a small chip. We have advanced so much in chip technology, and yet battery technology is still far behind, right? That's just an example. And there's computer science too. Kevin's son, he won UIO computer science first place at the Invitational. Like,
I got fifth.
okay,
Really close.
well, still good, still good. And you could do a computer science project if you want to. I mean, I know I saw people that did JavaScript, like how to make your computer faster through enhancing JavaScript code, stuff like that. You're doing Java, aren't you? In computer science?
Yeah.
Exactly. You could do computer science project if you want to. There's also a lot of other options for you. And also, don't think that some category is better than another. Don't think like this random complicated category is better. All categories are created equal. Do what you like best, right? Now, we're gonna know some important dates, some deadlines again.
Ignore them.
Yeah, that's just an icon. It's bad.
Anyways.
Okay. October 18th. Actually, yeah, October 18th is when you should have your project topic. Know your project topic by the October 18th and know which of those 17 categories it's going to fall in. When you know that topic, we're going to have a short meeting on October 18th. It's not going to be a full meeting like this. It's going to be a very short meeting. I want to just touch base on each one of you guys to see what topic you guys have chosen. If you guys decide to compete in the science fair, okay? So on the 18th of October, I want you guys to have your topics decided, what sort of category it's going to fall in, and I want to have a brief discussion with you guys, maybe like 10 minutes tops, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how to do a call. But there's some more dates to you guys, if you want to, you can mark your calendars, but I'll continually update you guys as you come to your meetings. November 16th is kind of like the teachers want you guys to have kind of like a overview of your topic, okay? The deadline seems kind of slow actually. You have a whole month to make some basic notes on your topic, what your topic's about, and so on. On the 7th of December, they want a literature review. A literature review is basically a whole, kind of like a, remember how I said you have to prove that there's a problem in today's society? This is what a literature review is. You have to go online, you have to research your topic, you have to see why there's a need for what you're going to do today. And then you're going to have to compile it in a paragraph format with references and such. January 15th is your target completion date for your project. So you have about, from October to January, you have about, how much? November, December, 3 months, about 3 months. So if you guys, I mean, don't think it's a lot of time, because when you're working it's going to feel like a very short amount of time. But it's a lot of time to get things done, right? So follow these deadlines, we'll keep you updated. And the 30th of January is the school science fair. That's the science fair that we have every year for science magnet students. But this year, I'm going to make sure that normal students, like non-science fair magnet students, can compete as well. And also, you can have a partner when you do the science project. That's another thing. You can decide who to work with. Only one partner, 2 people on a project. Last year we didn't have that. The year before we didn't have either. But this year we have partners. And the 23rd, hopefully, to those of you guys who actually follow through and do good on your projects, the 23rd is a regional science fair. And that's when the game actually starts. Because that's when you see the best projects. And that was my road to success for February 23rd. And I'm hoping at least everyone in this room that decides to stick with us through can make it to this far. And from then on, we'll keep building. But when you go home today, so finalize what topic you work towards. Figure out which of the 17 topics your category falls in. Alright? Like I said, stick with us if you're not in a science magnet. This is just basically an overview of what I just told you. Finally, on another note, we're looking for somebody to, we're looking for somebody to design an RSU logo, okay? Anybody who's good with computers or whatever, design a good, clean RSU logo. Send it to Facebook, send it to the Facebook group, and we'll probably vote on it from there. And yeah, you can put a catchy slogan if it's good.
You gotta take a risk in order to succeed.
Not bad.
Anyways. That's not
Alright.
bad.
Well, thanks for coming, and good luck with your topics for RSC. But this is not the end though. Before we end, Catherine would like to say something.
Okay, so I mean, for right now, as of right now, we have 2 officers. Me is Thabit. Thabit obviously is president of this club. I'm vice president, and we are hoping to add a couple more officers to this club. So if you are interested, we're thinking about keeping a few interviews. Maybe not interviews, but like we'll think about it. Applications or interviews, like really short interviews, like 2-minute interviews, just like real quick interviews to see how if you want to be involved or if you want to be an officer, help lead or help guide other people. So if you want an officer position in this club, please come talk to one of us. We'll set up like a quick 2-minute interview or something like that, or we can give you an application or whatever. So if you are interested in basically getting an officer position, please talk to one of us if you want to stay.
Yeah, we're not doing elections for officer positions this year because this is not just a normal club. This club is formed in order to help people to advance through science fair to different ranks. This is not just like our club or something. I mean, we need maybe next year when we have experienced people in like doing science fairs and so on, then we can have elections. But now every one of us is new, right? So we want to interview those who are interested and then see if they have enough time to help contribute to it. And now I'd like to talk about, like, for those of you here last meeting, some of you guys I said to if you guys had any topics in your mind, and like for example Kevin, did you think about what you want to do in science fair this year?
For a superconducting battery, set a laptop. Really small.
What's superconducting battery?
There's this thing called SMESs, superconducting magnetic electronic storage. They're really big. They're really expensive for maintenance. Yeah, maintenance. I'm sorry. And, right now I'm looking at ways to make them less expensive. Because part of what makes them expensive is superconducting material they use. They have to use a lot of liquid nitrogen cooling to keep an optimal temperature.
Is that battery a lot more efficient than the lithium-ion batteries of
It's
today?
way more efficient.
All right.
But
So that's good then. So there's a problem, right? You want to improve some aspect of it. And the one thing you can keep in mind, you don't need to be superhero and fix everything. You can fix one problem really well and solve it really well. So that's a good start then. I mean, I'm not very expert in battery technology. I just gave you a short review of what I knew about it last time. That's a good start. Is that what you plan on working towards?
there are some other things I'm thinking about.
Pursue our time. Right. You have until next week. Next week, like I said, we're gonna have a short meeting on your final topic substance. And also post on Facebook if you have any sort of topic what you have in mind and you're just kind of wondering, just post on Facebook and we'll tell you what we think. All right. Anybody else?
Some question.
Huh?
A question.
Question.
Please ask.
Oh, you have a question? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That one, I think it was a girl who made the voice thing, if it's a male or female better, which one's better? She just surveyed, that's it.
Oh, no.
Female.
Yeah, it's female. She proved out of the 352 people she surveyed.
Yeah, girls are better, obviously.
No, I mean,
But she did extensive data analysis, like she did linear regression on, like, she saw like male, yes or no, good, male, yes or no, and female, yes or no. You know what linear regression is? It's like, you take all the data points,
Yeah.
and find a line of best fit to them. She did a variety of data analysis. We're gonna go through those specific topics and procedures later on. Today was mainly just to talk about topics, what successful people in the past topics have done. Because the topic is the first thing. After that, I'm gonna walk you through how I'm gonna do my
Finding a topic is probably one of the hardest jobs out there. I mean, after you find a topic, you'll see that the task gets a lot easier. I mean, finding a topic and knowing what you need to work on is probably one of the hardest things you'll do. So, I mean, afterwards it gets a lot easier. I mean, after you have the basis, you can just work on it and add as much as you want. It gets much easier. So.
Yeah, like, I mean, I can do extensive data analysis on, like, the amount of coke that it takes for a plant to grow. Right? I can do that. But
Research.
does that, I mean, unless I can severely prove that that's going to help the world somehow, because there's an excess amount of coke in the world, and we can, like, use it to some benefit, that's not going to help. Right?
Excess Coke.
Do you have like an idea of what each one of these categories mean?
You guys want to go through it? I can go through it. I saw a lot of these categories I played into. Here you go. So there's 17 official categories here, Kat. 17 official categories, right? Starting from animal sciences, this is people that like observe animal behavior. Like, you know, there's really not much projects in this topic I see compared to other topics.
Just go through ones like they actually want to work on. I don't think we need to go through all of these.
All right, Mr. Vice President likes to. Okay,
I mean,
13,
anyone? Huh?
mathematical science.
14?
13.
13. Mathematical science. Oh, this one is more like. This one is a very kind of vague. Like it's very small and very vague at the same time. You can do almost whatever you want. I've seen projects about like the exact amount of medicine you need to cure a certain disease to like proving a mathematical formula. Like I saw a project on how somebody proved the mathematical formula, and he did pretty well actually. You have to like find a really obscure mathematical formula that has not been proved yet, and then like just try proving it. That's
Or you can make your own theory.
whatever you think is gonna benefit the world somehow, right? Calculus, for example, is a very still undeveloped branch of mathematics. I mean, I'm taking it right now, and there's a lot of things that are yet to be still deciphered.
Number 2.
The behavioral social sciences was a main example on what we showed. The one about the girl, the voices, like which voice do people respond to better, males or females? That was an example of behavioral science project, and she won 4th internationally for that. And it might sound like a very easy topic, but the way she analyzed it, I saw this project myself actually. The way she analyzed it was really deep. I mean, super deep. Yeah, she collected 327 people from around Hawaii. And Hawaii is a very small place, so she got 327 people, that's still a lot, that's a lot. From Dallas, we should expect like, 2,000. Hawaii. And she did extensive data analysis. Half of her project board was like graphs, different graphs showing relationships. And then at the end she's like, from all this analysis, we conclude that females are more receptive, people are more receptive to females' voice commands. That's why iPhone is powered by Siri with a girl voice.
Rather
I know what-
anticlimactic.
Huh? Okay, well, I like to think
cut out the
Apple.
iPhone part. Ignore the iPhone.
All right. Anybody else have any other? See, for example, my project was in environmental sciences. That's number 12. My project was about cleaning water from arsenic and other bacteria and stuff, right? And so I decided to put mine in environmental sciences. And within that category, I ranked first all the way to international, where I got 3rd. And within my category, I saw people doing things like, don't you know how we have oil spills in the water? This guy, he got 4th for his project. It was how he used modified sawdust to soak up wood from soak up oil from the ocean. Right? He got 4th.